Peace, love, and light. Peace, love, and light. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. I wanted to come and speak on this quick topic, and I had to bring it to the table. Why does it seem like people are confusing spirituality for a source of religion? And if you can look at this list here, this is just a random list on Google. Excuse me. This is just a random list from Google, but if you can read over this or skim over this, you may find that it is a complete opposite form of, living. And if you focus on spirituality and you take it from somebody who's actually going through a spiritual journey, it's not necessarily having that mindset or that cage over the mind, and kind of being what is the word that I'm looking for? It's not like you're being banned from opening your mind. So spirituality is more so like a lesson. It's a learning process. It's a journey. It's a pathway. And I'm not going to sit here and say that religion is, lost and doesn't have any faith, because it is definitely on the right, vibration in a sense, but there's limits. So when you take spirituality and you look at the form of going within. So that's the first thing that kind of resonated with me when I first began to tap into thyself. I found that I'd never really understood how I had to believe in some form of super god or superhuman or this, this almighty being. And it's a physical being it's quote unquote a physical being at that. So it never sat right with me, just like it doesn't sit right with a lot of people, even people who quote unquote worship this deity. It doesn't sit right because it doesn't add up and it doesn't make sense. And basically what I heard from religion when I first began to tap into my spiritual journey, I began to tap into religion, and I found that it was saying how when you call out, excuse me, I'm kind of getting lost with my words, because when you call out to a outside deity, or when you call out to someone who is not of yourself, you are taking away from yourself. When you're worshiping somebody or a invisible space, you are taking away from yourself. You are usurping energy, because this is what this entity on this planet wants. It wants for you to continue to give up yourself voluntarily. So they give you this religion, they give you your political system, your educational system, your justice system, your entire this entire economy was handed to you by a manipulative, abusive, hateful, negative, dark being who hides in the shadows and has its pawns and its different puppets in its life to furthermore hide itself but still play along with its own game. So I'm saying that this to say spirituality has a higher rate, or not even a higher rate, it has a higher chance of letting you open yourself up. It's not, and it makes so much sense because it's you. It's not like you're putting your trust in something outside of yourself, because that you might not want to do that. So you take this turn and you start going within yourself, and you start finding out about yourself. You start spending more time alone, and you start actually tuning in and tapping into yourself. And it's like you've been in this physical vessel for however long, and when you finally tap into your spiritual journey or you have your spiritual awakening, it's like you're a whole new person. So it's like you had a death, and now you're in a rebirthing process, and everything seems different. And then you were wondering the whole time why nothing ever made sense to you, why nothing ever added up, and why you didn't fit in at times, why you just stuck out like a sore thumb in a crowd. And it's because you weren't of this world. You're in it, and that's just that. So we have trouble sometimes misinterpreting or even confusing the two, that I am soul. I am not the physical. I am in this world. I am not of it. And if we can fully process those analogies and those thoughts, we can furthermore apply them to our life, our path, our journey. So when we take religion now, you have yourself in a situation, or you find yourself in situations where you are just lost, you're lingering. I like to call these kind of lost or lost souls, however you whatever you may whatever you see fit. These people are like, I find that they're lost because they are searching for a savior. They're searching for a hero. They're looking for somebody to save them. And it seems as if people want to take the back seat in their own lives so much that they are voluntarily, like I said, making that sacrifice. And these people are doing any and everything in their power to furthermore keep you enslaved mentally. And the worst enslavement that could ever be on a person is mental slavery. So when you take mental slavery and you abuse it, and you do any and everything to continue to keep whom it is that you are enslaved. And these people, they want you to worship, they want you to beg, they want you to plead, they want you to call out and cry and weep to nothing. Nothingness. And it's like, when have we ever seen this being? When have we ever seen this Jesus character? When has he ever left? When has he ever when will he return? So if you think about all of these things and you kind of try to put it together, it never makes sense and it never adds up. And the whole Bible thing, that is literally his story. That is a man's story. It was previously written down, and it was previously documented by another being. So that is his analogy, that is his thoughts, that is the way that he perceives life. That is not for any of us to believe his perception, or even consider it and apply it and use it and go by it. That wasn't for us to do that, but that was the plan. That was the point, to trick and enslave humanity, specifically the melanated gods and goddesses. But the difference between, as you may know, there's a huge difference between spirituality and religion. But when you take religion, you have this outside deity that you have to be perfect for this person. You have to be sinless. Like, you can't do anything wrong seemingly. You can't say a lot of things. You can't listen to a lot of things. You can't go, you're just very restricted, and you're kind of living for someone else, literally. And you're calling out to someone else. You worship somebody else. You thank somebody else, when in fact you should be going within. You should be thanking yourself. You should be speaking to your higher self. You should be holding conversations with yourself and asking yourself what it is that you need to do, whom it is that you don't need to be with. Because trust me, your intuition will tell you, and that's what it is there for. So with that being said, we have these abilities and these powers within us to manifest and communicate telepathically and fly, levitate, and just spawn and do all of these heroic, things that people, the normal person will be like, no, I don't believe that. We don't do that. I can't fly. But we can do all of these things whether they want to believe that or not. And it opens your mind up to new knowledge every 8 minutes, to be exact. And every time we receive, well, us as melanated beings, we are, what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry. We are continuously, receiving information from the universe. Now, when you have guards and gates and, all type of blockages on your brain, on the right hemisphere of your brain specifically, you don't have an open mind to anything. You don't have an open mind to this reality, to humanity, to you. You don't have an open mind about any of that. So you will never understand it. So if you can't open up your mind, and you can't like tap into that other side of life, then you will never know. It's like religion has people restricted. It's like religion have people, kind of backseating their own life and having to not be whom it is that they are to do what it is that they want to do, or be who it is that they want to be. Us as spiritual beings, we can listen to what we want to listen to under the you can listen to what you want to listen to. You just got to do like the 432 hertz. But even if you don't, how music is controlling and how music is, an implant. So music is definitely a weapon, and it's definitely used as a Neuralink or even a frequency, energetic weapon. So we never know, but we know how music goes. Us as spiritual beings, that's the beauty of tapping within, and we have that inhibition in a sense, and we have that ability rather to automatically trust and know and listen to whatever it is that we are hearing and whatever it is that our body is trying to tell us. So if I begin to feel funny on the inside, I know exactly what's going on, because I know exactly what myself, my soul, my heart is trying to tell me. Just like you have a physical brain, your heart is a brain, your stomach is a brain. That's when sometimes you walk into a room and you feel like the vibe's off, because your intuition, your stomach is telling you the vibe is off. So when you tap into that side of life through spirituality, because you are tuning in, you're not going outwards, you're going in yourself. Whoever said something was wrong with going in? Why do we have to go outside of ourselves? Why do we have to look outside and search outside for ourselves? Why can't we trust ourselves? So the Bible is what I was just thinking about, has a lot to do with what it is that is going on with people, and how they kind of misinterpret spirituality, how they can kind of, lean more towards religion, whatever it may be. I'm not saying that religion is, just this terrible thing that is just so, bad. But even though these people are telling us lies, it's like the people who are in this path, in this light, in a sense, they are on the right track. They do have a sense of mind. They do have that faith system. They do have that genuine love sometimes, even within them. And nobody's perfect, but what I am saying is that the lie that was intruded onto us and that was pushed onto us and forced down our throats, to praise a outside deity and to look into one deity or one being that, that is the creator of all and, the governor of all. This one man I never seen him. Nobody has ever seen him. He never left. I don't have any relations with him. I don't look like him. I have no connection with this quote unquote deity, this God, this Jesus, you know? So whom is it that I am actually worshiping? Whom is it that we are actually speaking to? So it makes more sense for everything to be in tune and to be on a spiritual journey, because a spiritual is the spirit journey. And the spirit is thyself. The spirit is thy soul. So it makes more sense to be on a spiritual journey, which I am truly grateful that I tapped into. But it makes more sense simply because if God is everything, if God is nature, if God is the sun, if God is, the animal, if God is water, God can literally be a rock, a leaf. God is any and everything, and we are God. It makes sense that we as spiritual people are in tune with everything. We see the value in everything. Why is it that religious people don't value nature like that? They don't value children like that. Religion people, they don't see the connection with the sun. They don't sun gaze. They don't study the stars. They don't study astrology. They just look right at this invisible being, and then they keep talking to mist, to air. They're not receiving anything, but they have a true faith system. And then that's what I was trying to point out. Like, these people aren't completely lost and, just bad people, but the lie and the whole belief that was forced on people was just, yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys are trying to, kind of getting the message here when I try to relate the two. Religion is very like tied, and it keeps you in a very, infant state. So it doesn't allow you to enhance and grow or build, strengthen that soul and that mind, and remember who you are. Religion is not reminding you to tap into the abilities that you used to have. In fact, religion was created to keep you from that whole belief of what you used to have and what you used to could do. So they have done a very hell of a good job when it comes to that, and when it comes to manipulating my people and manipulating the way that we perceive life, and just completely stripping our powers away and completely robbing, killing, raping, and just furthermore being a complete detriment to our soul. They have did a hell of a good job, and if I must say, the time is up. That lie that was enforced on myself as well as my brothers and sisters are going to be, or will be, if not already is, being revealed. So that time is now, and if you feel the need to want some evidence, look up in your sky, look at our sun. At the end, this is how you know when we're at the end, and this is something that I've heard. This is something that I've came across. This message is something that I've came across, and I'm sharing it with you. So if you want to know what times are we in, and if you want to know where we are in life, how to know if you are in the end is to look at the sun. So we're going to have a time when the power cuts off, and the food shortage is going to really be at its peak, the water is going to be at its peak, and then people will, of course, trip over getting tissue and stuff like that for nothing. But all of that is going to shut down in place of what is really going to take place. So they're going to try to do what they got to do to when they implement something, or they try to create some type of war before something really goes down, so it won't be like we weren't expecting it, kind of like the whole corona thing. But They try to give you something, and what's the word? They basically try to give you something in start or in place for what's really going to take place. So when they turn the lights off and when the power goes out and everybody's like looking like what's going on, that's when you know this system is completely shut down. But when you know this entire format, this entire reality is done, is when the sun shut down. So when that sun starts shutting down and that real power outage go out, that's when you know. So it's like, not to be so off track, guys. I know I'm completely off track, but when it comes to spirituality and religion, there's a complete you know, split, or there's a complete like difference when it comes to the two. They definitely hold their own reasonings as to what they are trying to give off, but the religion is literally, personally for me, it's to keep my people sleep. When I say my people, I mean my queens, kings, gods, and goddesses, my melanated brothers and sisters. They are imposing or infringing this belief system on us, as since a infant state, to furthermore keep us in that infant state, to furthermore control. So I hope my people wake up and start going more within, and start talking to your real soul family and your real soul tribe, and connecting with whom it is that you are and where it is that you really came from, to somebody who you actually have a connection with. That would be more convenient than speaking to bare air and somebody or something that is not even there, or it never has been. So anyways, I can go on for hours with this whole little topic or subject when it comes to religion and then spirituality itself. You guys may know how religion works, some of you may not. Some of you may know how spirituality works, some of you may not. But this was just a video to furthermore kind of keep it separate. When it comes to spirituality and religion, it is definitely not the same, and you definitely don't have to be this priesty perfect person. You literally have to be yourself. That's all you have to do, is be thyself. Know thyself, and everything else will follow afterwards. Now, I can't say the same for religion. I don't think you can be yourself and everything is just going to start rolling in. But I know I said I was going to end this video. Yeah, peace, love, and light. I hope you guys are staying safe out there, and it is nothing but love and value. Thank you for watching.